Hold on. That was too low.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Hey, what's up, everybody? EarzUp podcast. We are here. We are ready to podcast with you. That's a new thing. It's a new thing I've invented. It's called podcasting. It's where you, it's like fishing. It's like pod racing, but fishing.
I am happy to be here with you for this first pod thing.
Now, what just happened to the video? What the fuck just went on? I mean,
I don't know.
Hold on.
Is my dog there?
No, I don't know. Is your dog there?
No, she's not.
Okay. See, zoom. Ooh. Because I'm doing window capture. I'm not doing friggin'. Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm so stupid. This is just streamer things. This is what Mr. P would say. Oh, it's just streamer things.
Hey, Mr. P. I'm Mr. P.
Hey, Mr. P. Not that I'm making fun of him for any reason.
No.
Just, I mean, I don't know, you know.
Thanks for being a fan, Mr. P.
Yeah. God, that was weird. So, like, okay, because it's attached to the window of my Johns, of my Zoom. So every time I change, if I move my Zoom window around, this is going to throw everything off. So
yeah, my wife doesn't like when we say Johns, by the way.
That's why I say it, specifically to piss her off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why doesn't she like it? What's wrong with her? She doesn't like Philly? What does she got against Philly?
She's not a Philly fan. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what it is?
That's it.
Oh, man, that's weird. Okay, transition back. Okay, I'm not touching it, chat. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Hey, what's up, everybody? EarzUp podcast. Coming at ya. I was trying to do the thumbnail for the show, Erica. This is the another Walt's 9 Old Men episode, but I didn't know the number, so I just didn't do it.
He's the oldest.
He's the elder man.
He's the first.
The first of his name.
Yeah.
I love that for him. Okay, well, anyway, that's what we're doing.
For less.
We're doing a Walt's 9 Old Men. This has got to be 7 or 8, right?
How many do I have left?
Something like that, I think.
Oh no, we're only at like 6.
Oh man. Well, friggin' Terrence, you know what? He saddled you with this awful. No, I don't know. I'm sure you have
Terrence.
Fun. Yeah. But, anyway, we're doing Les. What is it? Les Clark.
Les Clark.
Les Clark. Good old Les Clark. I can't wait to learn more about Les Clark. It's funny doing these because peppered throughout all the other stuff we kind of touch on or talk about. Now I'm familiar with some of these names from the older films and the kind of processes. And sometimes you'll get younger animators or whatever shouting out these old people on, streams or in shorts or documentaries or whatever. Oh yeah, that name sounds familiar. I understand that now. It's like, I get it. It's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
It. So we're going to talk about Les Clark. We're going to do some Disney news. And there's a fair amount of news to talk about today. Actually, I wonder what happens if I click out of this. I wonder if I go here. Oh, we don't go away. Great. Okay,
I can't tell what he's clicking on.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, so we're going to do Disney news. But what I want to do is talk real quick. I know probably everyone's really bored about it, but we're over on Twitch now, and I've made a schedule. So it was originally going to be Mondays and Thursdays. I was gaming. It'd be gaming on Thursday, like a I don't call it an indie game, but like a small game, because in my mind, I'm going, nobody knows who I am. And I think it's going to be really hard to just jump in the middle of, like, if I'm start playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I think it's going to be weird for people to like try to follow a story or whatever. So I wanted this really short, kind of concise, games to have fun with, because I'm only doing it for 2 hours. And Taryn was at work, and I was with Alice. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that beforehand. So we set Alice up with her snack. We set her, okay, you're good. You're playing Barbies. You're great. If you need anything, please let me know. I'm not going to abandon you.
Okay.
However, leave me alone. Daddy's gaming on stream. And I found this game. It's called Home Security Hotline. And I posted a clip of it today on our I'm such a millennial, on our TikTok channel from our Twitch.
Oh,
it's like it takes place in 1994, and it's from the perspective of you as a customer service call center operator. And the interface is like a very old Windows 94, like almost monochrome colors, and you can change the color bar in the window, and it's just random. But people call up and you have a database of stuff, like things that can go wrong in the home. Like it's mainly pest control stuff, right? So you call up and you go, oh, I got bees. I would go, all right, let me send you a packet on how to, take care of that. So you sit there and you clock in, and then you get an automated call. It just comes in and you answer the phone, and it just plays a recording. And I think it's the same voice actor doing all the voices, but he like changes it, and it all sounds like different versions of Patrick Warburton. It's very much like, hey Peter. I can't do Patrick Warburton's voice. But anyway, and it's fun. It's just kind of fun. Like, oh, this is really lighthearted. And then day 2, it gets weirder because it goes into more like, I don't know, like paranormal. And they just make up characters like a common hob or bed teeth or a fake rose bush, which is really a rose bush that steals kids. And it's just this weird stuff, and you have to decipher what's going on in the call and send them the right packet. And it's just this boring fun. I was having a blast, and they have a lot of funny characters. But Alice comes in. She goes, "What are you watching?" Because she's a big gamer now, like me. And I'm like, "Oh, it's this game." And there was one. It was like, and the imagery is very pixelated. It's very low res, right, on purpose, because it's supposed to be mimicking 1994.
Right.
And there's a picture of like a staircase, and you can kind of point out like a silhouette and like 2 eyes. Freaked Alice out. She got scared, and she's clinging onto my arm, almost crying. And I'm like, "Honey, what's wrong? That's scary." I'm like, she goes, "Are these real?" I'm like, "No, honey, this is not real. This is just a game. This is not real. Anything you see on TV or in a game is not real. It's all pretend." She goes, "Well, it's scary." I'm like, "Well, why don't you go play Barbie?" She goes, "I don't want to." And then she starts crying. And I'm like, man, so I had to stop. I had to stop what I was doing because I'm going like, I'm on live right now. So either I can be a good parent or everyone can watch me be a terrible parent.
Live.
And just tell her like
live on stage.
Yeah, just like yell at her, or not yell at her, but you know what I mean. Like, dude, go, But anyway, Home Security Hotline, it's a hoot and a holler. I love it. I love it so much.
Nice.
So now I've changed our schedules to Tuesday and Friday. So Friday I'll be gaming. Tuesdays I'm going to try to be doing Disney news and watching Disney videos, and sort of like our walkabouts that I do with RGH, but less talking by other people, I guess. Less insight from people. What I want to do with RGH stuff with the walkabout, and I haven't talked to him about this at all, is do more like park focused rather than company focused, like the news will be. So this is basically going to be in depth, but by myself, with some TikToks thrown in because there's a lot of people are doing park content. But the walkabouts will still happen, and there'll still be more parks focused, more rides focused, more entertainment focused, rather than the generalities of like an in-depth.
Okay.
So if you're listening, Ryan, I'm not firing you. Don't worry about it. Hi, Taryn.
Hi.
Taryn's here.
Hi, Taryn.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm here. I made it.
Yay.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, it's all right. No one noticed.
Great.
We've just been sitting here.
Yeah,
quietly.
We haven't even started yet. Okay, you guys ready?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just catching Eric about what happened. I'm catching everybody about Twitch, and that's basically it. So that's what's happening. So if you have some time, you have a Twitch account, come over, throw us a follow, throw us a sub, check us out, come hang. It's really just a party.
I really want to do something on the Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about getting you like a Lego build thing, because a lot of people enjoy watching other people put Legos together. And that's what I want. Like, when a lot of people think of Twitch, I guess it's a lot of hardcore gaming and, but that's the community on Twitch is a lot different. There's a lot of just chatting, and there's a lot of people just doing their thing, whether they're painting or putting a puzzle together. and they're just open to like hang out and talk, and the chat asks some questions, and they just hang out, which will be a lot of what my news will be too. You know, I want interaction with everybody, but I feel like that could be good for you too, Eric. The doing a Lego build and just chatting with people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that seems like fun. And then have you played We Were There too, or it's a puzzle game, video game. Fun series of games. I was playing that one yesterday, and I went, this is the sort of thing that maybe people might want to watch maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's Brian saying? An interesting effect.
I don't know.
That scares me. I don't like that. Brian,
something must have happened.
Yeah, clarify, please, because I don't know what happened.
Do I need to flash my lights more? Is that what he's talking about?
It might be. I cannot rest until I know what he's talking about.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Brian, speak up.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no timestamps, because then you could just go back to that whenever that was. But
I mean, it probably could. Here, push your mic away from your mouth a little bit more, Turner. Thank you. So we're just waiting on Brian now. This is Brian's show.
Okay.
And no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. How long?
When the screen tweaked out like 10 minutes ago. Ooh, got it. All right. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. The other cool thing I like about Twitch is that you can have your own emotes. So I made up a bunch of custom emotes and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I made a no Dole Whips sign.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is great.
I haven't seen that one.
So check them out. I got Stan Freeze in there. I got Walt smoking as an emote. It'll be fun.
Oh, geez.
So anyway, and then Mr. P and I are big shouts out to Mr. P, by the way. He helped me get situated. We're working on a 3D print to run. You can cheers biddies, whatever that means. I don't know yet, and it'll move and light up, and it'll be great, dude. I also have
I feel less cool because I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can have things where it'll control. I don't want to give too much away because it's an idea that I have, and I don't want anyone else to take it because it's.
You don't want me to feel even more less cool.
Well, yes, I'm doing it for you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, Eric, you just went to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. Did you run into Stan Freeze? And did he ask about me at all?
I did not run into Stan because I didn't actually go to Knott's Berry Farm.
Why not? What happened?
Well, the night before we were at Medieval Times, which is amazing.
Very fun.
And Dan said, hey, maybe not Knott's tomorrow. And so we went to Disneyland in the morning, and yeah, we spent a couple hours there in the Disneyland, and that was about it.
Okay, instead, so he just didn't want to go to Knott's.
Yeah, we didn't want to just hardcore run through things. He did that. He did a Knott's day on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we just went to Disneyland for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then he needs to be on the lookout for Stan, because Stan says he goes like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
First of all, I want my initial feeling, my initial vibe is to keep Dan as far away from Staniel as possible.
Yeah. I think that is that's called instinct.
Yeah.
And you should listen to it.
I probably should. But I think it'll be. I think
I'd
it'll
love
be
to meet
fine.
up with Stan, but yeah, maybe maybe not Dan.
Oh yeah, Eric, you're fine. You're fine.
Well, but I also think Stan. I think Stan would be more conditioned because he is in entertainment, and Dan is kind of in that satellite world too. So I think it'll be fine.
That's true.
Okay.
And I'm also just joking.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, that's it. That's what's happening. That's the thing. How was Disneyland? Was it good? You had fun?
Fantastic.
Great.
It's hot now, but when I was there, it was not hot.
June gloom.
Leah, let me ask you a question, because there's a lot have been being said about the lines for security. That's all over the Disneyland subreddit. How was that factor?
The only time I had a real problem with security, well, there were 2 times. Never mind. 2 times problem with security. Saturday night, going in around fireworks time, 7 p.m. it was a lot. There were a lot of people going through. So it was slow. And one time going in on the east side from Harbor, I had my microphones with me for recording things. And security gave me a really hard time about bringing in recording equipment.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it is.
Considering the amount of TikToks out there about Disneyland.
Yeah, well, those are just on your
Exactly.
phone, I guess, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
easy enough.
Wow.
Okay, but you got through.
I got through.
Oh,
I
that's
had to go to a lead.
Really?
Oh, wow. You had to be a Karen.
Yeah, and the lead was, oh, I don't know. I mean, you can't make sure you don't record cast members without their approval. Like, okay, yeah,
All right, man.
you know what? I record a podcast, so the people that I'm recording are over there. Those two guys they're waving.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're hilarious.
Well,
Yeah,
and also that's a you problem, not a them problem. That's weird.
right. Yeah,
All right. Well, you got through, and I appreciate you.
I made it through, and then
Good
we left
All right.
without recording that day.
Perfect.
Sounds
So
great.
it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I love that. for
Totally.
you. Yeah. All right. Well, let's dig into it. Let's learn about less, huh? Less
Oh.
talking, more less.
Oh, okay. More less. Les Clark was one of Walt's original 9 Old Men. Les was born on what is 11? November. Oh, my goodness. It's late.
You all right? You want to start over?
November 17th, 1907. So he's not that much younger than Walt himself. He's just one of the original the original folks that was that ended up becoming one of Walt's 9 Old Men. Walt, no, not Walt. Oh my goodness, we're all over
Poor
the
Eric.
place here.
You doing okay, man? You want to talk about anything?
Yeah, no. Hey, yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, Monday's been rough.
Oh man, me too.
Anyway, Les. Les was the first of 12 children in his family.
Wow. The oldest of 12. That's
Dude.
12.
wild.
Okay, that's uncomfortable for me.
12.
I don't
With
appreciate that.
12 children, it's the only place to be in. You have to be the first. Because
See, I don't
anything
know.
beyond that is going to be forgotten. Even the last child, forgotten.
I would rather be forgotten because then when you're the first, you're expected
Oh, yeah. Well,
to do everything for 11 other people.
Oh, yeah. He raised
Well,
all those children.
Yeah.
And that's
I
the
don't
deal.
like
Les was a worker. He worked hard his entire life. He was born in Ogden, Utah. They moved to Salt Lake City in his early years, and then they moved to Twin Falls, Idaho.
This
They
is all
moved
making much more sense now.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yes, the Utah connection there. They moved to LA in the 20s. And there he worked at an ice cream shop.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's very wholesome.
Very wholesome guy, right across the street from the Disney studios.
Okay.
So Walt and Roy were very familiar with this ice cream shop, and they were regulars there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Right. And
in between smoking darts, Walt is downing ice creams. I love it.
oh yeah,
Gotta get his sugar rush after his afternoon of cocktails.
Smokerino, yeah.
Young Walt, basically the same age as Les, essentially. He went across the street. He had his ice creams, and Les basically haggled Walt for a while. Multiple trips. He said, "When can I work for you? When can I work for you? I want to work for you." And finally, Walt said, "Give me your portfolio." So he didn't have a portfolio.
That's always, I was waiting for that. Like, that's always how it happens. It's
Same.
like just let me work. Well, can I see what you do? No, come on.
No, just hire
just
me.
believe me.
That's where I'm at right now, where it's like, oh, you want to do, send me links to 5 of your most popular campaign. No, I don't want to do it. I don't have it. The thing.
Well, Les picked up an edition of College Humor magazine and then redrew a few of the cartoons from there. And he brought them to Walt, and Walt said, "Well, I like your line work." And he hired him. And
Wow.
the Monday after Les graduated from high school, he went to work at the Walt Disney Studios.
High school.
Wow.
Imagine badgering the most famous. Well, I don't know if how
Wait.
famous was he then?
This was before Snow White. He was not famous. This was in the
Okay.
Oswald days.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he was maybe well known, but not famous.
Right.
Not Walt Disney famous.
Wait,
Right.
so
Walt.
but you said Walt and him were like similar in age?
Yeah. I mean, Walt was only a few years older than him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was in his early to mid 20s when he came out. I thought he was like 24, 26, right? When he came out to LA.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wild.
yeah, this was young Walt Disney starting up a studio with his brother, and here's this kid who's just a few years younger saying, "I want a job, please."
Yeah, I copied
Please.
College Humor. Whatever, that just sounds like a dirty
I
magazine.
feel like had it been even 5 years in the future from that point, there's no way this guy would have.
Oh, Walt would have stopped going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. So Les got the job, and he worked for the Disney company for 47 years.
Dude. From
Damn.
ice cream slinger to a 47-year veteran of the Walt Disney Company. I love it.
From
Yeah.
math tests to there.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Yeah, so he came in. He started in 1927, and he was a camera operator initially. So he was one of the people that was just taking shots of people's work
Yeah.
and setting up the animation that way.
So this makes more sense. So he said, "Oh, here's my line drawing." And Walt's like, "Yeah, your line work is fine. Here, why don't you come work for me? Do this job, though." Like, he didn't get hired as an animator right away.
No, he did
Okay,
not. You're
that makes
you're right.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
more sense, at least in my brain. Going like, ice cream shop, copy a thing, you're hired for Disney for the rest of your life. Like,
Right.
okay.
Right.
I can see the steps now.
Well, he quickly graduated to ink and paint, and then he was an in-betweener for the Oswald shorts. So in 1928, Walt went to New York, and he talked to Charles Mintz, and Charles Mintz essentially said, "Yeah, no, we're done. We're done." And he hired away all of Walt's animators. He basically took away Oswald from Walt.
Right. Okay.
And
yeah.
This was the big schism early on, where the few people that stayed with Walt Disney Studios were Les and Iwerks. That was it.
Damn.
And so there's the classic story where Ub and Roy and Walt made this mouse that you might have heard of.
Rizzo
This
the
Mickey
rat.
mouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mortimer Mouse. I love Mortimer.
Yes, Mortimer.
Mouse.
Yeah, there you go. You know him. But yeah, after a few years, Ub left Disney, and Les kind of took over as the main animator for Mickey. So in 1929, he was the animator of a bunch of the skeletons in the Skeleton Dance. And then after that, he took over as the main animator for Mickey Mouse. And his career kind of took off after that. He was the Mickey guy in the studio for many years after that.
Mr. Mickey.
Yeah, Mr. Mickey. And he started off as eventually he became the director of certain sequences in movies like Sleeping Beauty. But he was a quiet guy. He was withdrawn. He never really put himself forward. So he ended up doing a lot of these main sequences for many years, and nobody really gave him the time of day, even though he was one of the 9 old men.
Even though he was drawing Mickey.
He was
Yeah.
drawing Mickey.
No one cared.
Nobody, yeah.
That
I mean,
sucks, dude.
you've got people like Mark Davis who are they're big personalities. They're
Yeah.
out there. They're pushing themselves forward. Les was never like that.
Well, I can
He
imagine
was-
why. Like, first of all, he's one of 12. So it's
Yeah.
probably like there's no point in trying to stand out in a family like that.
Uh-huh.
And then I can't even begin to imagine the imposter syndrome you must feel at the point of working with these people when you came and you came and Walt knows you came from an ice cream shop. Like,
Right.
It's
Well,
got to be hard.
Let me hire you at the ice cream shop.
And that's one of those things. He came from an ice cream shop. He didn't have any formal training, but this man went to classes every day. He was constantly going to art classes. He was constantly trying to improve himself. This was his mission. He wanted to be better at all times. So Ub Iwerks was his mentor, and Ub kind of taught him how to be an animator of Mickey Mouse. He didn't have any real experience, but he was willing to work hard at this. And in time, that was what he was known for. So Silly Symphonies, he did the band concert. He animated Mickey in a very fluid style that worked very well with the music. He was known for being able to time his animation with music very well. A lot of people learned from him in that aspect. He learned to draw lifelike eyes, and this came from a younger animator named Fred Moore, who came in and he had art experience, and he knew how to draw emotion in cartoons, and he learned from that, and he took that experience and he brought it to the dwarfs in Snow White.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, those are very expressive. That's what made those whole sequences.
Totally.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you've seen a lot of the like real life dancing that went on in Snow White, where they brought in actors and actresses to dance around and bring life to Snow White and the Prince. The dwarfs didn't have that. He drew the dwarfs from his head. He created life.
Wow.
He created
Wow.
animation and fun without that reference.
Crazy.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so he animated the dwarfs in several scenes in Snow White. He gave emotion to Pinocchio. His main scene in Pinocchio was the one where Pinocchio is in the whale. So Pinocchio has the donkey ears, he has the tail, he's very ashamed. He's fearful, and he has to admit this to Geppetto to say, I screwed up. And this is raw emotion that he's bringing out of these characters without anything really to back him up. He's just coming up with this stuff off the top of his head. He created the fairies in the Nutcracker Squeak, not Squeak.
You're fine.
Thank you. Nutcracker Suite in Fantasia. So the fairies that are dancing about, he created these characters, again, delicate, fast moving, but no real reference behind them. He didn't watch dancers doing this. He just created them.
That's pretty wild. I just said that's pretty wild. It's something that I can't comprehend.
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, it's a talent level that you just kind of don't. It's like me when I watch guitarists or whatever. Like, how do you even do that?
Right.
How do you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. And he continues this. He went back to Mickey Mouse in The Sorcerer's Apprentice in Fantasia. So this was his bread and butter. This was Mickey Mouse. He gave Mickey an intensity that had not been seen before. This was Mickey in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like, it's not comedy like it was in most of the shorts. There's intensity. He's moving his arms in a way, he's gesturing, he's creating magic. And that's something that had not been done before. And he brought life to Mickey in a different way. He in the Three Caballeros, he brought life to a train.
Hell
This
yeah,
is
dude.
a cartoon train that doesn't have a face or arms. He brought life to a train and made it funny.
Hell yeah. Take that, Thomas the Tank.
Yeah.
Not Thomas in the chat, but Thomas the Tank.
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas in the
Yeah.
chat.
Well,
Yeah,
both of
yeah.
you guys actually take it. You know, who cares?
Yeah. There you go. Mickey and the Beanstalk, he was the animator of the singing harp.
Oh,
So
cool.
he created life out of a torso that's attached to a wooden harp. This is a different thing that hasn't been done before. Cinderella, he was one of the main animators of Cinderella herself, along with Eric Larson and Mark Davis. He created the scene where Cinderella realizes she can go to the ball. So he created this scene where she has this emotion where she suddenly says, I can go. All eligible women can go to this ball. And he animated that sequence where she's suddenly full of hope, and then that hope is crushed by her mother.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean,
Uh,
so it seems like he was the complex guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you needed
He's-
anything that needed to be animated with a great sense of life, he would be the guy.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Yeah. And this is what he did for the rest of his career. He animated multiple sequences in Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, Donald in Magic Land. He did all these complicated scenes that were very difficult to do, but he was the guy. And he never really asked for much. Like I said earlier, he just kind of worked. That was it. That's his job. This is the kind of guy he was. He worked 9 to 5, and then when he left the studio, he would go and take classes on animation. This is a man who has been working for decades in art, in animation.
Yeah.
And he wanted to learn more.
He wanted to be the best that he could. It was it's his personality, I guess. But also, I mean, it's probably because, well, like you said, he had to provide for his family, or at least help, you know, and he came from an ice cream store.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, you kind of had to at that point, you know, and then you're cruising along. It's what, the 30s, the 40s, you know, things aren't so great in the world. And you want to just kind of knuckle down and be the best you can.
Yeah.
That's a work ethic I don't have. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go to classes unless you pay me.
Right.
Right. But yeah, this guy did it every day.
Love it.
He just kept on going. He retired in the late 70s and he passed in 1979. He was
Wow.
one of the oldest of Walt's 9 old men. He was the first to pass. He was just a worker.
Yeah.
All of these
Yeah.
other guys just, you know, Mark Davis and these folks, like they stepped up and they were their personalities and everybody knew who they were and they were charismatic. This guy just got down to work and he did it.
I love
And
that.
he did it for his entire damn life.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I thinking about it even more, like the other stories you've told about the other 9 old men and other animators we've covered on the shows. It kind of does make sense to have that sort of work ethic coming from a large family where it's like, I don't have the opportunity to screw around. I don't have time to make little things out of paper clips or to make funny drawings of each other and put them. I don't have time for that. I got to work. I got to go to class, and then I got to go change 13 diapers. One of them is my own. You know what I mean? Like I don't have time for that. I don't want to monkey around. I don't got to mess around with nothing. I got to do my thing, make the best I can, and then I go rest to come back and keep doing it. It's very much like a big family. Like, let's take care of everybody. Let's make sure everybody's covered. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's what it feels like.
No, that's absolutely it. One of the like next generation of animators, Dave Mitchner, he in an interview said that Les was a very quiet man, but he was extremely helpful. He wanted to develop other animators. He wanted to bring people up. He wanted to teach. He wanted to extend his experience to other people. He was just a helpful guy, and sure, he wasn't he wasn't out there in the front.
He wasn't a goof.
Yeah.
He
like
wasn't a Ward Kimball kind of a goof.
He wasn't Rolly. He wasn't making sculptures.
Yeah, dude.
Not everybody can be.
No.
So
Right.
No.
Yeah. He wasn't making weed pictures.
Check it out. It's a weed plant, but it also kind of looks like Minnie Mouse.
Right.
Smoking weed.
But yeah. Les just got his work done.
I love it.
And that was it.
Great.
good for him.
I pulled up a little bit of the other stuff that he's done. I want to jump in because I think it's interesting. He animated on Song of the South.
Yeah.
And he handled the animation that interacted with Uncle Remus.
Oh,
Which
seems hard.
is part of like the visual, concept of that film. If that doesn't work,
Right.
the whole movie doesn't work. I mean, the whole movie doesn't work anyway, but those are the best parts. Anything live action, the best parts of that had animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stupid kids and that whole drama could just go. So yeah, next time you guys watch Song of the South, you can check that out.
Next time.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. He was a director. He directed 5 Senses animated inserts with Jiminy Cricket for the Mickey Mouse Club. He directed Sleeping Beauty.
Yep.
Old heads will recognize this one. He directed Donald in Math Magic Land.
Oh yeah, no, that's super popular.
Yeah,
Love
for
it.
sure, dude. Absolutely.
Love that one.
Yeah. So, good stuff. He did a lot of stuff, man. That's awesome. I mean, he definitely helped carry and helped teach that sort of golden age, which, I guess all 9 old men did, but it feels like a lot of the complex animation sequences that we've gotten in the past wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Without Les, because he was very focused on, it seems like, how to make trains move. You know what I mean? If that sequence in the Three Caballeros or whatever it was, Saludos Amigos, where the train didn't bop to the music on time and it didn't look very well, it didn't land right or whatever, I don't know that he would be teaching anybody. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did what needed to be done, and
which is also a thread, because we've said this before about at least one other animator, I forget, where it's like, oh, you want something done? I'm going to do the thing. There wasn't a lot of him and Han and like conversation. It was just like, I'm going to do this. And this is, right. And I did it. And that's what it is. No one else has done it before. So I get to tell you that it's right.
Yeah.
And there's something cool about that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no metrics to measure against. At that point, you're trailblazing. I like it.
Does he have a window?
Oh,
do you know?
Does he have a window? I don't know that he does.
And I don't know if all of the 9 old men have windows, but I would assume that they should.
They definitely should. I don't think he does, though.
I mean, we know Raleigh does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the parks are concerned, he
I guess
really wasn't
he's not a
involved
park
with that.
guy. That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I guess not everybody can have a window.
No, I mean, there's only so many windows in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you got to save room for people like Josh Gad.
It's true. Does he have a window? He doesn't have a window.
No.
Yeah.
But I just think he will one day.
Coming
I
soon.
hope not. Yeah. Eric, is that it? Is that all on our
That's
friend
it.
Les? All right. Good job.
No
Let's
less,
take a,
no more.
let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll do a little bit of Disney news here, everyone. Hang on. We'll be right back. The hell is this? Oh, that's my commercial. The hell is this? Oh, it's news. The hell is this? Oh, hey, it's time to go, guys.
Hey, we're done.
We're getting out of here.
Eventually, you'll get to the button.
All right, here we go.
In depth, reporting Disney
No,
news.
God bless it. That
Wow.
was like a legitimate, not meant to do that.
You actually have hit every button.
All right, here we go.
And now, back to the show that ignites your dream wish of imaginations and magical color wonderment of forever. Ears up.
All right, thanks for hanging on, everybody. Got some fun Disney news to run through, and
Okay.
I'm excited about it. But first, in lieu of the 21st Amendment commercial that we usually play, you know this one.
Summer is just around the corner.
Because summer's here, basically.
The 21st Amendment Brewery
Right.
are welcoming
They're doing Hell or High Watermelon, but I want to talk about the 21st Amendment lager. It's the Amendment lager. Never mind my long, nasty fingernails. Better can. There we go. That is out. I want you guys to go and buy this. If you're a fan of lagers like I am, and you better be, because the lagers are just the far superior beverage of choice in the beer world. Check it out. They're in 12 packs. It's delicious. I went to, so the other day we went to Monterey, went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium last week or whatever.
Saw Mandy Moore
Yeah, I saw Mandy Moore in line. No biggie.
in the regular people line. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she's just like us. Wow, we
Just
should
like
really
us.
just put her on a pedestal.
Well,
So we go there, and you know, we stay at this little, it's like an inn or whatever. Basically, it's like a 2-bedroom flat. Whatever. So we go to the store and we buy food and some beer. And there's really great beer from, I forget, Alvarado Street. It's like Monterey beer or whatever. It's great lager. But I see this display of 12 packs of 21A friggin' Amendment lager. I didn't know it was out. I don't have it in my store. I was pissed. Took a picture and I texted someone, dude, I had to come all the way to Monterey to find out that you have this, the beer style that I beg everybody to brew. You have it. It's in Monterey. Come on, man.
Come on.
What'd he say?
Nothing.
Oh. Sounds about right.
He blocked him.
Yeah, Sully puts up with a lot of my garbage, so it's fine. I don't mind when he just ignores me, which he does often. But, you know, whatever. He'll retire soon, I'm sure. Then I'll have all the time in the world to take my texts.
Yeah. That's what he will spend his time doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, shouts out
Is
to
Sully going to
Sully.
do a segment on the show eventually? Like,
Sully? I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you want him to? What's he going to talk about?
I don't know. You know him better than I do. I've only met him the once.
Oh. I don't know. He's always talked about coming on. He's like, oh man, I could come on. I could talk about growing up and going to Disneyland because he grew up in LA. I'm like, yeah, dude, do it. And that's it.
Hmm.
So, Sully, if you're
Okay.
listening, want to come on, door's always open. Virtually. Virtually. Anyway, let's do a little news, huh? Let's see what there's to talk about. I got a bunch of stuff. Don't remember.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
All right. Do you remember on the last show, maybe it was Secret Show, I think it was Secret Show, where Taryn scoffed at everybody predicting that Inside Out 2 is going to make major money because the trailer like broke all kinds of records. Do you remember that, Eric?
I remember that. Yes.
I do not remember scoffing at that.
You scoffed. You're like, how did that? What does that even mean? Who cares? Who cares what the trailer numbers do? So you did that. Yeah. Inside Out
How
2
wrong?
takes $295 million at the box office and breaks box office records in a big boost for Disney.
I think that's fantastic. Just to be clear, like I wasn't saying that the movie wouldn't do well because it absolutely should. It's
Sure.
Inside Out 1, which I haven't seen 2 yet. I'm going to see it next weekend. Is like it's literally one of my probably 2 favorite Disney movies of all time.
It's a record opening for an animated movie when factoring in exchange rates, Disney said. The success is a boost for Disney as the summer blockbuster season gets underway. Pixar's owner, okay, whatever, said on Sunday the film took in $155 million in the U.S. as part of a $295 million worldwide total, good enough for the biggest opening for an animated movie. On that measure, it's a better debut than the Super Mario Brothers movie managed, and it's also the biggest worldwide opening weekend of the year.
Wow.
Latin America, in particular, embraced Inside Out 2 with open arms, giving it a $61 million total across the region. Across entire Latin America, $61 million.
Huh.
God.
Incredible.
Disney also said The Incredibles 2, released in 2018, was the only Pixar release to perform better in the U.S. across its opening weekend. The first Inside Out made $90 million in the summer of 2015 in the U.S. with a $858 million global total. So this thing could break $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's such a good idea to grab all age groups.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so good, and I have, like I said, I haven't seen it, but I did see that. I'm scrolling through TikTok and people are starting to talk about it, and there was this like screenshot of the mom's thought or emotions and the dad's emotions, and somebody pointed out that the person in charge of the mom's emotions is sadness. And that doesn't mean she's always sad, but that's the one that's in charge, and the one in charge of the dad's is anger.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's those little details that are like the adult brain kind of does that kind of stuff. And like, I don't know, it's just, I just think that the movies are so well thought out, and they're so, they reach all the audiences. Like Alice likes it because there's broccoli on pizza, right? And that's silly for a 6-year-old. I like it because it makes me cry because I'm like, oh my God, that's literally my life. That's my brain. And I don't know. It's just so good.
I live in San Francisco and take my kid to hockey lessons.
I saw that Riley's dad was ranked highest in animated dads for hotness.
For hotness?
There aren't really that many animated
Riley's
dads.
dad. Okay. All right.
But
You go, boy.
that.
All right. Hot dad summer. Let's go.
What other animated dads are there?
I don't know. Who knows? There's the animated dads in Toy Story, but you never really see
You
them.
don't see their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I think he's the
Animated
only
dads.
one.
Well, Goofy.
I guess Goofy.
Donald. Well, Donald has nephews.
He has
Donald
nephews,
does not have children.
Yeah.
Mickey doesn't have children. So I think Goofy and
Oh,
the guy
Incredibles
from
guy.
Oh yeah, Mr. Incredible for sure, dude. Yeah.
He's top heavy. Yeah.
He's definitely top heavy.
Not much
Yeah.
going on in the butt region.
He needs a few leg days.
Yeah, he's built like a ping pong paddle for sure. But anyway, so Eric, you're my Disney
Yes.
World guy. Did you know that something? Okay, here's the SF Gate title. Ready? Disney World closing opening day attraction. Disneyland to keep its version. You know what they're talking about?
Well, obviously not Mr. Toad, because that already happened.
Well, yeah, that's done. Last week, Disney World announced it will be permanently closing the Frontierland Shootin' Arcade.
Oh, the arcade, the shooting.
Shootin'
Hey, isn't the shooting happening? Isn't that closing at Disneyland too?
I don't think so. Not according to SF Gate.
Oh no, Julie, come on, Julie.
Though this is Katie.
Is it Julie Tremaine?
No, it's not Julie Tremaine. The Shootin' Arcade, an attraction that's been in the Magic Kingdom since it opened in 1971. The old-fashioned shooting game allows guests to wield fake rifles at Old West-themed targets. In 1984, the rifles' lead pellets were replaced by infrared lights that prompted special effects to... whatever, who cares?
It's going to be a DVC lounge.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you used to have to pay for it. Like in Disneyland, you have to pay for it. In Disney World, they removed the fee in 2021, so it's been free this whole time.
Oh, well, that's nice.
But there's rarely a long wait to take a turn. Well, yeah. What do you mean,
Yeah.
but? What do you mean, but?
That's an
That's a
and.
bad thing? Yeah, right. It's a bonus, Katie. The Shootin' Arcade is slated to become a lounge for members of the Disney Vacation Club. This will be the first DVC lounge in the Magic Kingdom. The location is tucked between the Frontier Trading Post and the Diamond Horseshoe Restaurant. What do you have to say for yourself, Eric, member of the DVC?
But I also, paid money for that, so I'll be there.
Atrocious.
That's it.
I got an ad on this
I'll tell you how it
website
is.
for a house in Healdsburg, and it looks really nice. I want to click on it, but I'm not going to.
House in where?
Healdsburg,
Healdsburg?
north of Napa. You know.
Nice place. Lots of
Disneyland
wine.
will not be following suit. Its Frontier Shootin' Exposition is staying right where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More guns. in
Disneyland already has a DVC lounge in the park located in Tomorrowland on the second floor of the Star Wars launch bay. There's also a new lounge coming to Disney California Adventure in the space that used to house the Blue Sky Cellar. I did not know that.
Oh.
So the last day for the Magic Kingdom Shootin' Arcade is June 23rd.
Wow.
So if you're going,
Coming up.
it's free. That's free.
You only got a few days left.
Speaking of only a few days left, apparently nearly 50% of parents with children under the age of 18 go into debt to go on Disney vacations.
How many? What was the percentage?
I think it ended up being 48%. So you could just say half.
That's a lot of people who are really responsible with their money. Honestly, I would think it's more like 70% of people go into debt to go to Disney.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely, man. The site Lending Tree surveyed over 2,000 American consumers to understand just how much a trip to Disney theme parks can impact a family's finances. What it found is a little concerning. Well, just when you thought it was safe to not be a little concerned. Microsoft News Network found a little bit of your concern. Across the 77% of theme park going parents with kids younger than 18 who've been to Disney parks, 45% have gone into debt for a Disney trip. That is up from the 2022 Disney Debt Survey, which found, look, if your company has its own survey named after it based on the amount of debt that people go into to go there, you
give people a break.
right. 2022 found that 30% of parents were going into debt. So this is, 15% higher.
Well, it's that much more expensive.
Yeah. According to the survey, parents with young children had an average debt of almost $2,000. Despite the financial hit, 59% of the parents, so 59% of the 45%,
Okay.
did not regret the decision.
Okay.
For so many parents, taking their kids to Disney is a rite of passage, something they remember fondly from their youth and want to experience with their kids. Lending Tree Chief Credit Analyst Matt Schultz said in a statement, because of those feelings, they're often willing to take on debt to get there.
That was a good impression of Matt.
It sounds just like him, right?
Right?
And he's not wrong. I mean, that is exactly, I think, how I feel about it.
The rising prices at Disney and, well, everywhere, coupled with stifling childcare costs, are already impacting parents across the country, leading some to look for alternatives to Disney. One husband told Business Insider his family decided to visit Great Wolf Lodge in North Carolina instead of their usual trip to Walt Disney World. The husband said his children enjoyed Great Wolf Lodge more than their Disney adventures, and it costs less too. Great Wolf Lodge, the only thing I know about it is it's like this giant indoor water park. It's like a lot of indoor stuff.
Alice saw a commercial and she's like,
I
want
want
to
go there. Of course she did.
And I was like, I don't think we have one near us. Sorry.
You know, we can make a commercial of putting a child in a box and pouring concrete into it. And she go, I want to do that. I want to have that happen to me. I want to be encased in concrete. Okay, man. I mean, like, whatever, dude.
If there's a catchy tune to go with it, yeah.
Right. Alice loves commercials.
Absolutely.
You can't get away from like skipping commercials around her. Commercials are her favorite. And since we've scaled back all of our streaming services to now everything has commercials because it's just cheaper. She loves it. Absolutely loves it. It's my favorite part. Of course it is. Of course it is. You get to watch the Dunlop friggin' lawyer commercial 5 times. You love this commercial. It's so funny. What are they talking about, Dad? I don't care. All right, whatever.
I'll get you $10,000.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be your guy, man. Okay, let's do a couple, I guess they're good stories, and then we're done. I don't know. I guess they're good news. Disney and DeSantis-backed board, quote, come to their senses in a new agreement, you guys. In a development agreement unanimously approved Wednesday night, Disney promises to invest up to $17 billion with a B in its Florida resort over the next 10 to 20 years and sets up the framework for potential theme park expansions. The 15-year agreement was negotiated as part of a settlement following a years-long legal dispute between Disney and Governor Ron DeSantis. Meatball Ron. The newly renamed entity, Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, oversees all public services for the resort. We all know that. I would say it's a huge deal and that both sides have come to their senses, said Aubrey Jewett, a political science professor at the University of Central Florida, and realized that this is the best path forward. Why is she what? Political science professor. What a weird, like, I don't know. You can't get the music composition teacher was busy, so they got the political science professor. It's weird.
Well, that's like, I mean, that's politics. That's what.
Yeah, but this is like, I guess I didn't think of it as politics so much as legalese, but, you know. After the vote, board supervisor Brian August Jr. said this was the day we had all been very much looking forward to. He said he used the term we to encompass all who had a stake in the matter, from residents of Florida to business owners. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, DeSantis backed down, then Disney canceled their lawsuit, and then they both met in the middle, and they said, okay, everything's fine. Now that you're not going to sue us anymore, Ronald, we're going to invest a bunch of money in your parks.
Well, and what's interesting about just that first line kind of stuck with me, because it's like $17 billion, and it might include park expansions. Like, what else would you be doing with
that much money?
$17 billion?
Well, Iger needs more space in his mansion.
Well, I'm just thinking like they're just handing it to Ronald.
No.
I mean, I know they're not.
Yeah.
But like, it was just written weird.
Feels like it. The promised spending of up to $17 billion is part of Disney's previous announcement that the company would invest $60 billion overall on global parks and cruises over the next 10 years. As Disney begins such projects, the CFTOD is responsible for maintaining the infrastructure in the theme park region, such as roads, blah, 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 blah. Disney World has agreed to fund $10 million in attainable housing projects and to create a local business hiring program, where more than half the value of all construction work will go to Florida-based businesses. All right, so maybe there's some of your concessions right there. Like, we're not only propping up the local economy via taxes and the sort of satellite economy that's built around the parks, but we're going to be doing, more construction-based stuff and whatever. And Ron's probably like, oh, what? What do you mean? And they're like, just sign here, Governor. It's fine. Hello, girls. I missed you. The agreement also shows 2 tables vaguely describing Disney's comprehensive plan of 5 major and 5 minor theme parks, though Disney has not commented on whether these numbers indicate an eventual goal of building that many parks in the area. Anyway, so all that stuff is finally behind us, everybody. We can finally put that to rest. We don't have to hear any more about Ron DeSantis and how dumb he is. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they changed the name and did all this stuff for them to then come back to the way that it basically
right for them to go like, yes, you guys are important.
Right.
Please just continue signing the. Okay, sure. As long as you know that we're safe and we're important and we mean something to you.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, but don't forget that we're here. It was very much like a weird flex that didn't really end up doing anything that this man wanted. But,
but that to me is that man. That's what he does, and that's why we haven't really heard much from him since.
It's true.
He backpedals and then he goes quiet.
Disney, this is the last lawsuit thing we're talking about, and then we're going to get out of here. Disney settles Dream Key class action. Remember that class action lawsuit we've spoken about a couple of times?
$62, by the way.
62. I was going to wonder. Okay. A class action lawsuit over annual passes to Disneyland has been settled for $9.5 million, and small checks are on the way.
62 is a small check? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not to me, but maybe to you. I don't know. The New York Times reports that customers who paid nearly $1,400 for an annual pass to Disneyland were misled. Customers believed that the program carried no blockout dates. More than 100,000 people who bought the Dream Key annual pass between August 25th and October 25th in 2021 will each receive about $67.41.
Wow. There you go.
Oh, no, I'm under.
Oh, man, they don't like you.
62.
The farther you go out from the West Coast, the less you get. So if you're in like New York, you get like $49. That's how these things work. Yeah, for sure.
I'm suing.
The lawsuit was filed in November 2021 by a California woman. So everybody thank this person. She said she bought the Dream Key pass to Disneyland. Anyway, we've covered it. We don't need the whole thing. She thought it was a thing. It's not a thing. She won. There you go.
And we all win.
When she wins, we all win, man.
Well, it's really the lawyers who won.
The lawyers win, but also Eric gets $62.
True.
He has to transfer those to biddies and shower me with them on Twitch. That's what he has to do.
Is that what I have to do?
Perfect.
Yes.
And do we know what biddies are yet?
Bits. Yeah. No.
Oh, bits.
Yeah, bits. But if you're cool, you say biddies.
I see. Well, but I'm not.
Thanks for the biddies.
Gotcha. Now I get it.
Anything else we were going to talk about, Taryn, or what was it, right?
Yeah. I think that was it. I can't think of anything else.
There's a new there's a Club 33 only tiki mug coming out.
Oh.
It looks pretty badass, if I do say so myself.
Nice.
And they have another Trader Sam's
Matterhorn one.
The Matterhorn one,
Yeah.
which P posted the video of in the Discord. I've never cringed so hard at Disney marketing my entire life. It's awful, but whatever. It's fine. So there's that. So a lot of mugs coming out. It does. And then you know what? So we met up. Hang on, turn the music off. We met up with Mr. P Saturday at the 21st Amendment in San Leandro. And he was like, hey, so using your Christmas tiki mug, your Trader Sam's Christmas mug? I go, no. No, I'm not. And he goes, you're not? I use it like all the time. I go, that's great. It's on a shelf.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever
That's
used
my
it.
problem. No. I go, number one, I don't make tiki drinks so much anymore. I just really don't
They're
like
decorations.
do that. Yeah, but I just kind of collect them, and then I started realizing like that's stupid. It's not like we even go in that room anymore. So now I'm like,
But to be fair, also
You don't
drinking
even.
out of those like fancy tiki mugs is also stupid because they're really hard to clean.
you just put a sponge in there. You go, brrr.
No, to get into the crevices and like
It's crevasse.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, but you soak it. Because it's just sugar water at that point. Who cares? It dissolves it. You're fine.
And shake it.
Shake it. That's all. That's what I wanted to say.
To the show.
Oh, wrong one. Because like
that's
part of
the
me was
song.
like, oh man, who do I know with a Club 30? But realistically, I probably want it. I don't know. We'll see.
of course you want it.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. If you are listening live and you want to hang out with me on Twitch tomorrow, I start at 9 o'clock doing a lot of news and clips. Got to find it all. But should be a good time. So check us out there. It's more long form and just chatting. We're just hanging out. And just by we, I mean me. It'll be a good time. So come over and sub and hang out. Use my new emotes. It'll be great. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And until next time, we will see you in the parks.